Hey everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to create this really unique smoky eye, so stay tuned. So I've already primed my eyes with an eye primer and I'm just going to jump right into the crease color. I'm going to add our transition color first just to make everything blend very easily together. I'm going to be using MAC Soft Brown, which is right here. And this is a very light kind of tan peachy color, and this is very good to lay down before you put on dark colors because it helps them to blend in very easily. And whenever I do any type of smoky eye, I tend to start with this step just because it's easier to put this down first, and you can always blend it out later as well, but it tends to work better if you already have your transition color on. And I tend to do this with any type of eyeshadow look, even if it's a bright purple or something colorful, I still use this color. After you've done that, we're going to jump in with our main color, which is the Josie Maran Coconut Watercolor Eyeshadow in Beach Sand, which is a beautiful bronzy taupe type of color, and it is a liquid. I'm going to be taking an Urban Decay brush. You can use any brush that you'd like. I'm using this little on this little side of it. This is from the Naked 3 palette, I believe, and any type of flat brush, preferably synthetic. I'm just taking the doe foot applicator and applying it straight to the eyeshadow brush. And then I'm just going to be putting this straight onto the lid, and it's extremely pigmented, as you can see. This is actually my first time using this on the lid. It's really beautiful in the lower lash line if you're going for something more subtle. We're going for something really fun today. As you can see, it's very easy to get very good color payoff. I didn't use a base color. I used a primer, but no base to enhance the color. And I'm just bringing it up almost to the crease. I'm kind of turning my brush to the side just to kind of slightly bring it into the crease so it's more rounded. Just like that. And I'm going to catch up on the other eye. Just like that. And then I'm going to take the same brush and shake it up again and take the eyeshadow onto it again, but this time we're going to put it on the lower lash line. And I also put a little bit of eye primer on my lower lash line. And don't be scared if it looks a little weird at the beginning. It'll look really good once we have eyeliner and everything on. I find that most smoky eyes tend to look kind of strange at the beginning, and then they look really good after a while. Then I'm just kind of diffusing it with the fluffier side. We're just going to go back into our crease and try to blend this out. It is pretty dark. So firstly, I'm just going to take the same fluffy brush I was using before for the soft brown, and I'm just blending it without putting any more product. I'm just making sure that the lid color stays nice and bold, so I'm putting a little bit more just towards the center, kind of fading it out to where we blended it. It kind of has a gradient look to it. Just like that. And then, I'm trying to think of what I should do for my crease color. I'm winging it, guys. I want to see what it looks like if I just don't do any planning at all. That's fun! We're going to see how this works. I'm using Sketch in the Crease by MAC and a little pencil brush. And this is like a burgundy color. It's a little bit of purple plumminess to it. I'm just applying this mostly in the outer V color area, rather. It's really beautiful. I didn't plan on using this color. I never really thought about it until I just looked at my palette just now, and I thought, huh, that might be kind of cool. And this is definitely not a daytime look. I mean, you could if you wanted to. Just going to take a little bit, put it on the outer edge of the lower lash line. We're going for kind of a doe-eyed look, so we're putting it kind of lower on the lower lash line. Just like that. And then I'm going back in with my fluffy brush, of course. Let me tell you, beginners, when you're starting out with dark eyeshadow, one of these fluffy brushes is your best friend. You can get a good one from e.l.f. or Eco Tools if you don't want to get like a MAC one. This is a Lancome one, I think. And then I just am adding a little bit more sketch. I'm taking a MAC 217 brush, which is basically just a kind of a flatter version of the one that we were using before. And this will just kind of feather it out a little bit. So I'm not adding a lot. I'm just kind of using this to not only add depth to the sketch that we already put down, but also to blend out the edges. So I kind of have my brush sideways, so it's kind of vertical. And a lot of the time, as you can see, I have a little bit right here. I'll take my sponge that I put my foundation on with and just kind of fix it with that. You dip a sponge in your, or a sponge with the rest of your foundation on it, basically it's an eraser. But if you don't like doing this, or you want something a little bit crisper, you can always use a little bit of Scotch tape. Just put it on your hand first to get rid of a little bit of the excess adhesive, and then line it up with your lower lash line to add an edge to it. So that's another way to do that. And I'm just going back in with that fluffy brush, just going around that edge that we cleaned up. We're nearly there. So I'm just going to take this brush again with my Naked 3 palette. I'm using this one called Black Heart. You can use any black that you like. This one has a little bit of purple shimmer, and that's why I chose it, but any black will do. And I'm just adding a little bit of that in the very outer corner. The purple sparkle really complements the sketch that we put down before. Can you hear my dog snoring? I can. So you can see that's very simple. Then I'm just taking my brush again and lightly blending that in. I found the trick with dark eyeshadow looks is layer, blend, instead of waiting till the end to blend and getting a really muddy looking look. Blending along the way really is key. As you can see, it's pretty dark, but it's kind of cool because there's the warmth from the soft brown, and then there's more of the coolness from the purple, and it really kind of adds depth to it, makes it really interesting. Then I'm just going to grab any flat brush, and I'm taking a highlighting shade. This is just Shroom from MAC. You can use any light shimmery shade that you would like, or matte, whatever you like. I like this one because it's kind of shimmery but not too much. And I'm just adding that below my brow, then in the inside corner of my eye. So I'm just taking this brush one more time, adding a little bit more soft brown, just to blend it into my highlight color, and make sure the highlight color doesn't go down too low. So next I'm going to do eyeliner. I am going to start out by I'm going to start out by doing my tight line, which is the upper waterline, and then the waterline as well. So I'm going to do the waterline first. And I try not to pull in my eyes when I do this because that gives you wrinkles and stretches out your eyes. So if you don't feel comfortable lining the upper rim, you can just close your eyes quite tightly when you've just put it on the bottom, and it usually will transfer. But with practice, you can just kind of put it up there, or you can lift your eyelashes. Whatever you're comfortable with. And I'm just using a black eyeliner from Urban Decay. Any black eyeliner will do. I'm going to take a little bit of liquid I'm just using a Maybelline Master Precise eyeliner. This is also in black. I'm just doing a simple, quick, fairly thin line. Doesn't need to be perfect. I'm just going to take this brush and lightly blend the bottom again. I'm going to add a little bit of a brighter inner corner highlight, I think. Just any champagne color. This is a Too Faced one. I think it needs a little bit more lightness. Okay, so now mascara. Just curl your eyelashes. This would be a perfect look to add false eyelashes to if you would wish. I personally am not a big fan of false eyelashes. I only use them for very formal occasions. Generally formals, weddings, things like that. You totally can. I quite like using demi lashes actually, which are the half ones. So those are also pretty fun. And then I'm just adding mascara to the bottom as well. And don't be worried if it gets a little smudgy. We're kind of looking to get that kind of vampy, sexy look. And since this is such a bold look, I'm going to bronze my face a bit. I'm just taking a powder brush. This is a Real Techniques brush. And then I'm just taking a MAC bronzer. This is an Ultra Dimension bronzer, so it has a little bit of sheen to it, but not a lot. And I'm not doing any defined contouring. I'm just kind of bronzing up my face a bit. Around the temples and sides of my nose. But especially on the cheeks. And then jawline and neck. Just like that. And I'm going to go for a really kind of muted blush look. I'm going to be taking Milani's Luminosa, which is a light shimmery color, and just a stippling brush. Any duo fiber brush will give you a lighter application. So we're going for a very muted blush. And you can add a highlighter if you like. You don't have to. I am just going to take a little bit of the Josie Maran Argan Illuminizer, which is a liquid. You just need the smallest amount. You don't need much at all. So I just kind of tend to warm that up with my hand and then take a little bit of my finger and dot it and then blend it out with a different finger. And you can also use a light colored eyeshadow. And if you're fair with pinker toned skin, you're going to want the pinker toned one. But if you're more warm or darker, you'll want a more golden. And this one's a bit more golden, which I like, because I have a bit of a warmer tone to my skin. Just like that. And as you can see, it really catches the light when you turn. And finally, for lips, I'm going to go pretty natural on the lips just because the eyes are so bold. We want to do something somewhat muted. I'm going to take Revlon Color Burst lipstick in Soft Nude. This is a good dupe for MAC's Creme de Nude. It's not too pale of a nude. It has a bit of a peach tone to it. And as you can see, that is a bit nude for my taste anyway. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the NYX Butter Gloss in Tiramisu, which is a bit of a tawny rose color. That just brings some of the color back into my face. You can see it's just a really beautiful shimmery eye. Has some of that taupe from the beach sand color, and then it has the more cool tones from the purples and the black, and then the soft brown adds warmth. So this really makes green eyes pop, as you can see, or it's really good for brown eyes to pop, hazel, and you know, it would look good on any eye color really, but especially green eyes, any purple color is going to make them really pop. So that is the completed look, and I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you all so much for watching. I love you. Bye!